Hey everybody, Frankie Dave back again on YouTube. This evening on YouTube I had the completion of Warren Blanch's 20th Century United States Aircraft Group Build. This completes my AC-47 gunship, Puff the Magic Dragon. Take a sip of my Coke. Down she goes, I'm back to talking. Anyway, I'm glad I got this thing done. I just now finished it about an hour ago. I let it dry, get a little drying time. And so far, to complete the build, I went ahead and airbrushed the props aluminum, painted the tips yellow, and added the decal logos to them. And I went ahead and airbrushed some black wash on it. And let the wash dry and went back and airbrushed some dull coat on it. Once the dull coat's all been done, I went and added the transparencies on there. And that's about does it right there. Most of these gunships are pretty dirty back in those days. And when you're out there in the hot tropical sun out in Vietnam, the weather out there is at least 114 to 116 degrees in the daytime. The nighttime is 97 degrees up to 98. It's like that pretty much for about 6-7 months out of the year. Then the monsoon season comes in. It kind of cools things down to the upper 90s. And it's pretty hot and humid weather out there. And the sun out there really takes a toll on the paint on these things. They get really dirty. And they're not very pretty after they come out of the factory after being painted with the measure 2112 paint scheme that they use in Vietnam. Medium green, dark green over sand. And sometimes they had a off-white underside camouflage, but they changed it to black because they're more or less aircraft forward is primarily used for night missions only. They're pretty successful night missions. And right now we'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit here, and we'll take a look-see walk around in this thing. And you gotta excuse not using the webcam, fellas. Somehow it's out of sync with the webcam using this software. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe one of you fellas out there can help me, because I'm using two different cameras. I'm using the webcam on here, and plus I'm using my regular cam I got. And somehow I'm out of synchronization with my audio, and it gets aggravating. So I went ahead and tried this out for the first time. It seems like it works pretty good. Anyway, back to the build. After I show this to you fellows right here, I'm going to go back on my Herky-Bird restorational build. And I think I got Warren. He's about ready to join in. So I might as well go ahead and make this some form of restorational group build. Any of you guys got any crashed and burned airplanes out there that you ain't going to throw away and someday you want to repair? Now's the time to do it. So this Herky-Bird's been in the box for over 28 years. And I'll tell you one thing, is I ain't going to let it go to waste because they don't make these no more. So I'm going to go ahead and restore that. And fellas, we'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit. As you can see, the weathering done on it. The weathering works pretty nice. I use two different washes on it. I use a dark black wash, and after that I tone it down with a little bit of sand wash on it to give it so it'll mix with the browns and the greens. As you can see, it's darkened up the colors compared to the factory finish. And the transparency's all been added. And you can see how the wash effect really does a trick on this thing. This is a pretty good build, fellas. You know, the only thing about it was it had a lot of fit issues. Somehow the biggest fit issue there was on the kit itself is that on top of the fuselage, how the halves are mated together, they lipped over. They weren't actually like the way they're supposed to be. So, like I say, a lot of filler and filing had to do it, plus the wing roots. A lot of filling was down there. And you can see my Gatling guns, they've all been touched up. 7.62 miniguns they use. There was 3 on this. Later on during the war, they used 4 on there, but they more or less, when Herky-Bird came in, they more or less turned the C-47 gunship as obsolescent. So Her successor was the Herky-Bird C-130. Zoom out a little bit. You can see how the props are all painted aluminum. We'll swing around a little bit, fellas. And she's definitely a dragon ship. No mistake about it. Flip her on the back. I want to break the ARF antenna on there. I went ahead and gave it a wash on the bottom of the black, using a white wash. And as you can see, the underside is treated just as good as the top side. The chromate shows through the wheel wells real well. And the flaps are lowered pretty much in a full position. And you can see a little bit of the hues of the white on the black undersides of it. And the chromate green is on the flat welds, you can see as well. And I had a little wash around the boarding bladder too. That kind of brings up the highlight. Not a bad kit, guys. I've always enjoyed the building these old C-47 Gunny Birds. They do their job pretty good. And I'm glad I got this kit done, so I go ahead and work on my Herky-Bird. And as you can see, no seams at all, fellas. Seams pretty filled in. You can see a little close-up shot of the Gatling gun. There's a blast blanket right there, as you can see, as you board inside the aircraft. And transparency's all been added. I attached them using Aleene's tacky glue, which is a white glue. And that about looks pretty good right there, as you can see. She used to be a clean spanking airplane. Now she ain't so clean anymore. And like I say, most of my builds, I'm sorry to see them come to an end, but good things come in at the end anyway. There's new builds up, so I'll get that Herky-Bird of mine going pretty good, and I can get that shaking pretty good. Well, we'll zoom out a little bit, and I'll finish up my video. Thumbs up, boys. I'm glad you guys like it. I like it. And that'd be that. So anyway, this completes update number 6 of Warren Blanchard's group build 20th century United States aircraft. Warren's got his F-104 Man in the Missile all finished. And Hardyhood, my shipmate buddy, he's got his A4D Skyhawk all done, the Blue Angels. He did a magnificent job on that, and he builds quite well, very well, and he did a good job on it. I know he's pretty proud of it. And Panzer Bill, I think he's got his about done, and he did a very magnificent job. Freddie did a wonderful job on the SBD, Speedy D Dotless Dive Bomber. He done a real good job on it, and he did a super job on it. Hearty well done. You did a good job, Freddie. That's great, buddy. Anyway, this is about does it right here, fellas, and I'm glad you guys like it. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and your comments are most welcomed all the time, and I'll do the same for you. And signing off right here, fellas, and may God bless, and happy modeling. And that'll be that, fellas. We'll catch you in the next YouTube presentation. Bye, boys.